Dave here. See me in my Sunday's best. But yeah, just giving a little update on what I've been doing lately. Been reading this comic strip, or it's about Ernie Bushmiller, who did these Nancy strips, comic strips a long time ago. And it's kind of a biography by Bill Griffith there, who did Zippy the Pinhead and some other type bio stuff. But anyway, it's been real interesting read. And yeah, what I'm reading it on is this Hoopla app right here, which you can see. So if you've got Hoopla with the library, they have a lot of nice graphic novels you can read, and they swipe back and forth like this, kind of like reading. I mean, but you swipe it instead of turning the page. So yeah, I highly recommend Hoopla, which is an app you can get, and you can see it right there. But yeah, also been reading some Batman. This is from Paul Pope with Jose Villarrubia. But Paul Pope's art style, as you can see, is really kind of idiosyncratic, or very stylistic to his own self. I mean, a lot of people don't like it, but I do like it myself. It's kind of oddly put, it's kind of ugly a little bit, but I don't know, for some reason it appeals to me. And yeah, I was reading a little bit of Revival by Stephen King. And I just bought a piece of music today. I was on here looking on Bandcamp, which I know is dangerous. But I bought this piece of music today, and I can't say the title. There's the name of the artist, I believe. And it's on a specific channel, which I'll show here in a minute, but I'll give you just a taste of what it sounds like. Kind of in that ambient realm. And I really don't even know if this is a woman doing this music or if it's a guy. I mean, there's a woman on the cover, so I assume it was a female, but I really don't know. And here's a bunch of other discography from them. Well, let's play, and I'll show these two. I picked this up the other day at a DVD sale. These are some Mystery Science Theater 3000s. This is several of them. It's in like a booklet form. And that's volume 4. I don't really know any of these, but I like science fiction, so I thought Space Mutiny would be fun. And maybe Girl in Gold Boots too, which is kind of a, like a old 007 takeoff. This is another one I picked up. This has got Ring of Fire, Indestructible Man, Tormented, Horrors of Spider Island. And this is the singles collection also, which has several discs in it. Mostly picked it up for, there's something called The Crawling Hand, and this EEGH. I don't know if that's EGA. EGA. But yeah, there's several other things on here that looked interesting to me, and Mystery Science Theater is always fun. Been listening to some of this stuff lately. I'll turn that off, maybe it'll help. Bob Dylan, Bringing It All Back Home. I saw that, oh golly, I can't think of the young actor's name that played early Dylan, but it's that newest bio on Dylan that was, I think it got some nominees for the movie. Timothy Chalamet. Really great movie. There were a few scenes in it that I thought maybe were a tad bit cringe. But overall, I thought it was a really good movie, and it really captured my my interest. But yeah, listening to that Dylan album, particularly for Tambourine Man. I even listened to a little bit of this Tom Petty Greatest Hits not long ago. This is Stephen Graffelli meets Barney Kessel on Black Lion Records. This is Dave Douglas Freaky and kind of real modern take on jazz, sort of abstract in certain ways, and a little bit outside jazz too, but also sometimes fairly accessible. I wouldn't say fairly accessible, but accessible if you give it time to listen to it. And I hadn't heard this one in a while. This is Jethro Tull, The Essential Tull. And yeah, I just listened to some of this while I was doing dishes and stuff back in the kitchen. This is No Pussyfootin' by Fripp and Eno. Real ambient sounding album. And then I was also listening to this too. This is Elvis Costello and the Attractions, Armed Forces. I always like the song on here by Nick Lowe called What's So Funny About Peace, Love, and Understanding. But yeah, a real good Elvis album and the Attractions. And like the cover and whatnot. So yeah, well, let's see, here's some albums too. This is John Prine. Let's see, what is this called? German Afternoon. And I don't know if it's one of his better ones, but you know, I like most John Prine, so you know, if you can find it at a pretty decent price, it's worth picking up. This is a really great album here. It's by Steve Roach, Dreamtime Returns. It's a 2 CD set and a real good album for, you know, bedtime or nighttime or something like that. Real ambient. The cover here reminds me of a place me and my brother visited in Big Bend area. There's a place down there called The Window that this reminds me of. You have to hike back into the mountains, Chismos Mountains, and for about a mile or two. I don't know. It's not a long hike, but it's, you know, you have to be able to do some hiking. And you get to this area here like this that looks down from Texas onto Mexico, the landscape of Mexico down there, and it's way down. It's really awesome. It was definitely worth the hike, and you can see down over that whole vista for miles and miles and miles. Let's listen to this just because I wanted to hear some various Pink Floyd. I've got a lot of their different albums, and that's a good way to hear some of it. This is The Amazing Bud Powell Volume 1, and found it fairly recently, pretty cheap. The only thing I don't really care for this too much, and you know, it's just my own qualms, but there's several takes on here, like of Bouncing with Bud. There's like 3 takes, and then there's 2 takes of Well. But, you know, some people may like that, but, you know, there's several takes of here, Una Poco Loco. So, you know, but anyway, Bud Powell. And what I was going to say is that this record label here, this is on a specific record label. Let's see if I can do this right. But it's Dave again. I got a little sidetracked. What I was going to say was that this album here is on a record label called Electric Lullaby. And this is another album by them. It's kind of Geometric Lullaby is a record label out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. This is kind of like a compilation album, the best that I can make of it. But if you kind of look into this label here, and I'll try and leave a link. But you can pay them $5 and get access to like 100 and I don't know how many of their albums. There's like several, more than 100, I think. This is that Electric Dreams anthology. But as you can see, there's a bunch of other ones that you can look into. I also downloaded this one here. I thought it was a very bizarre kind of a bizarre album. It's kind of really dreamlike, I guess. Thusop, maybe, by Hantesi, at any rate. They have all kind of styles on here, as you can see. But, yeah. It says, I guess that's how many albums come with it, or I don't know if that's how many albums I got on Bandcamp. But anyway, you can look into it. I'll try and leave a link. But, yeah, I'll see if I can merge these two things together and let it go. Happy Sunday.